your engine.
Hello everybody, Thor here, coming to you on this Wednesday. So, there's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about with NASCAR. I've already done my NASCAR videos, and I'm like, dang, I want to do one more video for today. I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? Then I started thinking about my tools. As all of you may know, I'm a mechanic. It is my job. It is my dream. I love being a mechanic. I love cars, love fixing them, and so I thought I would do a tool review. Now, most of my tools are of the Pittsburgh brand, Harbor Freight brand. Okay. And some people out there, they don't like Harbor Freight, and they're entitled to their opinions. You know, personally, I think Harbor Freight's great. I don't believe that they are the best of the best. I'm not beating my chest going, get Harbor Freight, get Harbor Freight. But there are quite a bit of tools out there that you can get for a good price, without breaking the bank. If you want to, you know, do the job yourself, and you know, or maybe you want to get a gift for somebody. So the tool that or tools, I should say, that I'm going to be reviewing today is my 301 over here. This one is my dad's for when he comes over and wants to help out and stuff like that, because this is a partnership between him and I. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and give you my thoughts on it. I've had this tool set for 3 or 4 years now. So, alright, grab the camera. This is a 301 piece set, and we're going to start with the lid. Let me flip open the thing here. There we go. We're going to start opening, or dadgummit. Alright, we're going to start with the lid here. They come with a lot of screwdrivers right here. There is Allen keys, which unfortunately I've lost. And screwdrivers tend to go missing, unfortunately. Thankfully, Harbor Freight always has those free screwdriver packs, so I always get those. Screwdrivers are a great thing to have around, even if you have a ton of them. Then it comes with a crescent wrench, 8-inch. And then we have your long needle nose pliers, the dike cutters, diagonal plier, whatever. That's what it says, yeah. And then your lineman pliers. And you also get 2 stubby screwdrivers for those small spaces. You get these right here for little tiny screws. Maybe your kid has a Nintendo DS, or someone in your family has glasses and they lost the screw. You know, I've actually used these on my own glasses and they have helped. I am missing one, but that's okay. Now, this does come with 3 things of padding, which I have one of them right here. And they're nice, they're okay, but over time they get wrinkled and then they start tearing and ripping, no matter how careful you are with them. So give me a quick second here, because I do want to flip this around. Now, what's on top first? What is on top when you get this? By the way, if you're wondering real quick, this tool set runs for about 200 bucks. It does go on sale from time to time, but you could also use that 20% coupon on these. But first off, what's on top is the wrenches, more Allen keys, Torx bit sockets, and stuff like that. So, but what I decided to do was put the socket tray on top, because when I'm in here and everything, I like having my socket tray on top, very accessible. That way I can just get to my tools real quick and not have to have the Torx slot, the Torx thing all down and on the ground. So it does come in SAE and metric. For the SAE, this is the 3/8 drive. 3/8 drive sockets. They go from 3/8 all the way up to 7/8. Okay, and real quick here, I'm gonna turn on my light if it's going to work. Should. There we go. If you guys can see that right here, they are numbered into the plastic, which one goes where, yada yada. For the metric side, these are the long sockets. Let's see, okay, this is the metric. They go from 10 millimeter all the way up to 19. So short wells, or the shorties, metric is 13 all the way to 21. That's actually pretty cool. In some sets for 3/8 drive, they don't give you a 21. They'll stop at maybe 19 or 17 even. So having this 21 is a really nice deal. For the SAE side, we go with 3/8, okay, all the way to 7/8. Then we get into more of these down here, more, sorry guys, I'm a little bit out of sync here. More 3/8 drive sockets. Oh, correction. The SAE side goes from 5/16 right here all the way to the 7/8. So then we have these ones down here. Oh man, I messed up on this. Never mind. Metric is 7 millimeter all the way up to 21. Then we get into your quarter drive sockets here. This is actually really cool because I have run into some nuts that are 4 millimeter. I could turn off the light now. Anyways, they are 4. Dadgummit. Why won't it focus? I don't know. Anyways, so they do go from 4 millimeter all the way to 14 millimeter for the quarter drive. That's for the metric. And then SAE, they go from 3/16 all the way up to half. And then you have your 6-star sockets in quarter drive here, which is 5/32 all the way to 1/2 inch. Okay, those are your 12 points, not 6-sided. Then you got some star bit sockets here, which are quarter, 5/16, and 3/8. And then you get into the long quarter drive ones. Those range from 5 millimeter to 13 millimeter. And then for the SAE, you have 3/16 all the way to half. Now the coolest thing I think is about this set is it comes with these adapters. Okay, you have say you're using your 3/8 drive ratchet here. Okay, and you have to use a quarter drive socket to get into a tight space, but you don't want to lose the little bit more leverage that you have with your 3/8 drive. So they give you these adapters that you can put on. Okay, there we go, and you can put on a quarter drive socket. I think that is one of the coolest things about this set. Very easy to switch over. I like this groove, you know, it kind of catches your finger, a little bit more grip. I'm gonna try and have you guys listen to this, if my cord's gonna cooperate, which it probably won't, because I'm having to use this to I mean, you haven't used the charge cord to record this, unfortunately, because the battery on this is not the best. There we go. So, this is their 90-tooth ratchet. That's the 3/8 drive. They have the adapters for 3/8 to quarter, 1/2 inch to 3/8. And I think that's about it, but you can get more at Harbor Freight as far as step downs and reducers. I have used them plenty of times. Here is the quarter drive ratchet. And of course, you put in the sockets. They are the push ones, which I prefer. It's a lot better than the Stanley just put it on and go. I like having this push button quick release thing, and it holds it on pretty securely and whatnot. And then it also does come with 3 extensions here. Oh, here's the another adapter, which is again 1/2 inch to 3/8. So you get a 3/8 10-inch extension bar here. Then you get your standard 3/8 6-inch, and then your 3/8 3-inch, which is standard on most. The nice thing about these is that they have this hexed grip. So if you want to finger spin the nut type before you start really ratcheting it on, that is great. And then it does come with a flex handle 3/8 drive. What's cool about these is, if you just want to, take it off this way, you can. And you can use this as a breaker bar of some sorts if you have a pipe that you can fit over it, give you a little bit more leverage. And of course this swivels back and forth. So now we're going to go on to the second tray. Just give me a second here. Oh man. Okay. There's that. Just flip this around. It does come with some wrenches, standard sizes and length. So on the metric side, we have 10 millimeter all the way through 15. So it goes 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Got your open end and your closed end here. These wrenches are decent. They're decent. They're raised chrome. If you're going to get a set of wrenches at Harbor Freight, I recommend just getting the 22-piece combo set. They are a little bit longer. You can get them in raised chrome or the polished chrome. Then we have 3/8 in SAE all the way to 5/8. And of course you get more Allen wrenches on top of the Allen wrenches that go here. But the coolest thing about this, the two coolest things about this tray, okay, is all these Torx bits that you get. Now, some of them I have lost thanks to rain and storms and whatnot, but they are really cool. I'm going to show you the one that I have used to actually give you guys a little tip for any of you who have a girlfriend or a wife who likes to cook. Has she ever complained to you that the handles are getting loose and she's looking at a new set? Well, you can pretty much surprise her with this kit right here. It has multiple applications here. You got, ones like these. I think it's actually, yeah, this one. This one I have used before to tighten up my mom's pots and pans. And she was going to be really bummed if she lost her set because the handles were just really loose to the point where they were going to fall off. But this kit took care of that. So that's the coolest thing about this. Some of these I actually haven't used, but they are nice, especially if you got like a screw that you got to get off and a screwdriver's just not working. Maybe you don't have an impact screwdriver like I do. You can put this on there and then put your quarter drive ratchet on, and if you need to get a small pipe, bust that loose. Then you have E sockets. Usually I've used these on turn signal jobs, replacing that. It goes from E4 all the way up to E16. I've never used E16. E10 through 16 I have not used, but the rest I have. Then you have these wiggle tails. These are very nice, again, to get into tight places. Just one quick tip here, and they're not supposed to be meant for use for impact, but I was doing a job that I actually absolutely had to use the impact to get a bolt off. It was in a weird spot. There was no other option. I put this on my impact gun and put a socket on it, and the thing went flying. Okay. So be careful when you're using these on impact. They're not supposed to be. I do have the impact ones. They are very nice. They do come in quarter drive, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. Now, on to the bottom half, the very final here. Okay. The bottom half is the base of the box. Okay, it does not come out. Basically, if you want to make it to where this fits in your drawer, what I recommend doing is cutting it right here all the way around, and then you just have the tray and you can slide it into your toolbox. But this is the 1/2 inch drive. The nicest thing about this has to be that the socket sizes for 1/2 inch drive are very high. We go from, in the SAE department, 3/8 all the way to 1 1/4 inches. Okay. On the metric side, we go from 10 millimeter all the way up to 32. Now, I don't know if you guys have ran into having to do a CV axle job or whatnot, but there's these things called spindle nuts or the CV axle nut, and they are very big. They are very big nuts, and you're supposed to use an impact, but if you don't have it, I actually have used this, and I would say the number 30 socket to get those off. They are a pain in the butt, but these will help you. Now, what's cool about these, what I like, is I'm going to show you, well, you guys probably know, but I think it's just so cool to do. But if you take two of them, ah, man, dang it. Hear that? I call it the Christmas bell song, or sound. So yeah, those are the shorts. The longs, for the SAE side here, we have 1/2 inch all the way up to 15/16. 1/2 inch I've used, but it's the least used out of my kit. So, but it's still nice to have when you need it. Metric side, we have 13 all the way through 24. You can see how long these sockets are. The depth of them is really nice. And then you get your 1/2 inch, 5 inch extension bar. And then you get a 1/2 inch, 10 inch extension bar. Okay. Again, having the hatched grip here is really nice. And of course, the 1/2 inch ratchet. Let me go ahead and... They're pretty nice. So, oh, almost forgot. Now, this is one of my biggest complaints about this. Tell me, guys, if you have ever ran into this before. But have you ever, when you're doing spark plugs, you know it's usually 3/8 drive, 5/8, or 13/16. Well, on this, at least for mine, and I think my dad's set over there, they come in 1/2 inch, which is okay. But when you're doing spark plug jobs, I've ran into some of these, they can't fit. So I had to go and buy spark plug sockets. in 3/8 drive. But that is one of my biggest complaints, is that they don't have these in the kit in 3/8 drive. So that's the 13/16. Yeah, that's 13/16 one. Put that back where it needs to go. There we go. And then the 5/8 one. That's my biggest complaint. And what would have really been nice about this is if they would have actually put in a quarter drive extension. You could use the adapters and all that. It still would have been nice. They could have just taken out one of the screwdrivers and put that in. So I'm going to put this back and give you guys my final thoughts on this. I know this has been a long video, but I've really been wanting to do it. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the toolkit, now that I'm back in here, overall this toolkit has done many jobs for me. I have not had one socket break on me, strip, whatnot. Let's see here. Like I said, the biggest complaint is the spark plug sockets and the not having a quarter drive extension. But for the overall value, when you go and you look up for a master mechanic set, as they call them, say at Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever it might be, you're not going to beat the price. You're not going to beat the price. If you are, it's because you found it at a yard sale or something like that. And hey, that's cool. I'm cool with that. I'm all about, there's a saying for me as there is for girls. Girls say they can never have enough clothes. Well, I can never have enough tools. But this set has done me wonders and has helped me out so much. Suspension jobs, rebuilding engines, doing heads. It has helped me a lot. It's regularly $200. You can use the coupon from Harbor Freight. You can go onto their website and screenshot it, or you can get them in the mail. Their catalogs. They do have a 130-piece set, which I guess is good for if you're just going to do an oil change and maybe spark plugs. Then they have a 225-piece set, which you could probably do brake jobs with. That basically the 130 is like the beginner level, and then you have the 225-piece set, which is like, I would say, intermediate, and then this, which would be like the expert or professional level, whatever. And I think they're all great. I don't have the 225-piece set or the 130. But I have seen great reviews on them. The 225 one is a lot lighter. But for this, if you're doing everything from suspensions to brakes to engine work, transmission work, this set will get you through. I've enjoyed the heck out of it. It's been one of the best investments I've ever made. Again, I'm not saying that Harbor Freight is the best of the best, but if you are looking for a set to get the job done at a good price, you're a do-it-yourself mechanic, go ahead and get this set. The tips for this, tools and stuff, when you're done using them, if you can, not immediately, like, oh my gosh, unless you got a ton of water in your sockets, wipe them out. Wipe them out, put them in mineral spirits, that will clean them up and dry them out. Just take care of your tools. Also use WD-40 on your ratchets. If you can't do it after the job or whatever, you're so busy. I've even done this. I've set a day where I go out and I clean them, and that's every Saturday. Every Saturday I go through my tools that I used. Unless they got water on them, then I immediately clean them, because if the water sits in there, they're going to rust, and that's what creates them. That's what will make them break. So, but yeah, guys, this is I I think that's going to do it for this. Let me know down below, are you a Harbor Freight fan? Do you have any Harbor Freight tools? I'm going to call this Thor's tool review. Not going to try and make it like every week. It's basically just going to be like when I don't have anything else to really talk about. But again, hey, if you guys have any car questions, feel free to ask me. I've been doing it for 5 years as a job and everything. I've basically been doing it my whole life. I did my first oil change at 6 years old. But so yeah, if you have any questions about cars, tools, stuff like that, shoot me a question or a tweet. You can Instagram me. It's all down below in the description box or at the end of this video if you stayed, and I really appreciate it if you did. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so hit that subscriber button, hit the Undertaker bell so you can be notified of my latest and greatest videos. So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. If you want other content, go check out the description box below, from NASCAR to sports. A lot of great people out there. Righteous Redneck, JB, Tropical, Sports Fury, Charlie NASCAR. There's just so many. Callie and Jordan Squad. I can't list you all, but y'all mean a lot to me, and just thank you. So let me know, guys. Are you a Harbor Freight fan? Do you despise Harbor Freight? Hey, I'm cool with it. I'm not going to be like, well, screw you. You're bashing on my 301 here. Stuff like that. But, gosh. Alright, I know this turned into a long video, and I'm very sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and get off, guys. Stay safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And remember, I love you.